Gnosticism, or gnosis, was a religious and philosophical movement that arose in Asia Minor, drawing heavily from the philosophical traditions of Babylon, Egypt, Syria, and Greece. It incorporated elements of astrology, Greek mystery religions, such as the Eleusinian mysteries, Hermeticism, and later integrated aspects of Christianity and Sufism. The center of the movement was Alexandria, Egypt. This city served as a melting pot for the wisdom of several civilizations. The famous Library of Alexandria contained an immense wealth of knowledge, much of which was lost in its destruction. However, fragments of its manuscripts and teachings have survived and continue to inform us today. The sands of time have a way of burying secrets, of obscuring paths once trodden by those who dared to see the world differently. Today we journey into one of history's most compelling mysteries, the story of the Gnostics, a group that for centuries has been shrouded in rumor and controversy. Their name, Gnostics, derived from the Greek word gnosis, meaning knowledge, suggests their core belief that true salvation came not through faith alone, but through a deep personal understanding of the divine. This seemingly innocent concept put them directly at odds with the growing authority of early Christianity. And this conflict, this challenge to the established order, is where our story truly begins. The Gnostics were not a single unified entity. They were a diverse collection of schools of thought that flourished throughout the Roman Empire, especially in the fertile soil of the Eastern Mediterranean. Its roots run deep with elements of ancient Greek philosophy, Zoroastrianism, and even strands of Jewish mysticism. Now imagine a world where the lines between religions were blurred, where ideas mixed and transformed, where people felt free to question everything. It is in this chaotic and vibrant landscape that the Gnostic narrative begins to take shape. The core of Gnostic thought often revolved around the idea of a flawed creator, a demiurge, a lesser god who shaped the material world. They saw the cosmos not as an act of pure divine benevolence, but as an imperfect realm riddled with wit, suffering, and ignorance. And within this imperfect world, they believed there was a spark of true divine essence trapped within each individual. This spark, they argued, yearned for liberation, for a return to its true spiritual home. But how did one achieve this liberation, this gnosis? This is where the Gnostic perspective diverged sharply from the emerging Christian orthodoxy. The Gnostics believed that this essential knowledge could not be achieved through blind faith or adherence to dogma. Instead, it required a personal transformative experience, an awakening of the inner spirit. It was often portrayed in complex symbolic narratives, myths that spoke of secret knowledge and hidden paths to spiritual awakening. The Gnostics used mythologies to explore these concepts. Stories of Sophia, the personification of wisdom, whose fall from grace led to the creation of the flawed material world. Tales of Christ, not as the son of the demiurge, but as a messenger of true enlightenment. These were more than just narratives. They were scripts meant to spark deeper understanding in the seeker. These were not beliefs to be swallowed whole. They were frameworks for personal exploration. Now get this, the emerging Christian church, with its emphasis on a singular God and a defined set of doctrines, saw the Gnostics as a direct threat. Their interpretations of Scripture, their emphasis on personal revelation, and their questioning of authority were anathema to the established power structure. This was not just a theological debate. This was a battle for control over the narrative of faith itself. And the church, as history demonstrates, had very powerful means of silencing dissent. The persecution of the Gnostics began gradually but grew relentlessly. They were labeled heretics. Their writings were systematically destroyed. and their ideas were driven underground. Their stories were distorted, their names obscured, many were forced to recant, while others were silenced forever. It is through the writings of their critics, most of which were preserved by the Church itself, that we often glimpse what the Gnostics really believed. But against all odds, some Gnostic texts have survived. The discovery of the Nag Hammadi library in Egypt in 1945 revealed a treasure trove of Gnostic gospels and writings. These documents, buried for centuries, have given us a first-hand insight into their belief system, allowing their voices to be heard again after millennia of enforced silence. This discovery has forced historians to reevaluate everything they thought they knew about early Christianity and the various schools of thought that were circulating at the time.